Hello and welcome to round 3 of the FARCA Premier Series presented by Credit One Bank. I'm your host, Bud Weezer, with my partner in crime, Jim Bush. How are you doing today, Jim?
I am fired up. We are here at the famed Bristol International Raceway, and we are ready.
It's a motor speedway.
I'm looking at my notes, man, for a different racetrack.
Where are we, Bill? Richmond. We're at Richmond.
Richmond. This will be a great track for the Nextel Sprint Cup Motor Cup wins.
Are you talking about the Sprint Motor Cup Speed Series?
I am talking indeed about that.
That is one of my favorite
series.
series.
New York International Speedway and Incorporated racetrack.
All right. Well, hopefully next week we'll get a chance to see the Craftsman World Camping World Truck Speed Series too.
Yes.
Well, Adam Douglas looks to be on pole for tonight's event.
Why don't we go ahead and take a look at the lap he put down?
Back in his throwback to Todd Bodine's early truck from Germain Racing after he took over for it's Chad Mccombie. It's Chad Mccombie.
Beautiful looking ride there, the number 04 with a flying lap. Of course, Adam went ahead and laid down a flying 16.480. That is the fastest time. There were 4 other cars that did 16.6s. Adam's got a flyer tonight.
Oh, we saw in our test races on Wednesday, he qualified second and first in those two. As I also saw in the test racing, you do not want to be on the inside line. This could be another track where the outside lines could prevail in the start of the runs.
And it looks like Eugene Hawk's streak of starting in the front row ends this week.
Yes, but Onesto's Team Motorsports is going to continue their streak. That's 3 in a row, putting a car on the front row, and Onesto's got 2 in a row in second. Of course, last week at Rockingham was dominated by Chris Davis and W'd by Chris Davis. But the story behind the story was Jay Langelier, who started in it was the deep top 10, and he made a strong run to second place through the late portions of the race using any lane he could find available to navigate through traffic. It was a strong, impressive run. And the entire 09 camp is hoping that they could build off that run. They're going to be starting 14th today. They're certainly going to be a fun car to watch.
It'll definitely be interesting to see where and how they will end up running tonight, especially the rest of the cars in his team. Notably, of course, there are 2 front runners that we have tonight. Adam is back up here running up towards the top, Joseph Onesto, and our fellow Canadian, who has been given a top ride currently with Team Motorsports. He has made, I think, his highest starting in FARCA Series history.
Yeah, I think this really is his highest starting position, and running for that Team Motorsports has really given him an opportunity to build. We'll be seeing him in a couple weeks when we go to Thompson running a truck for himself again. But he found himself in Team Motorsports due to some booking errors at his own team. And it's going to work out in his favor as a driver because he's getting some really good equipment.
It definitely will. Why don't we go through the field and let's show everybody what we got for our starting lineup. Adam Douglas on pole tonight, starting in P1 on the inside. To his outside lane, we have Joseph Onesto in the Lucas Oil Products number 62 Chevy.
And behind them, we have the aforementioned 3 of John Hicks starting the inside of Chris Davis, our last week's winner.
On our hot streak, we have Dakota Caudill in the Window World 24. To his outside, Noah Joyce in the Hewlett Packard 16.
Yeah, Noah Joyce is very strong in the test runs here this week. In the next row, we have Connor Meir and a new ghost paint scheme for this race, starting the inside of Benjamin Thomas.
The beautiful looking 29 car for this race, indeed. Nice chocolate looking theme. I guess I would say that looks like
cereal milk.
Eugene Hawk, starting in the 9th position today, that beautiful 88. To the outside of him is going to be the number 61 of Justin Osborne, who he had a strong race last week.
They
too.
seem to start next to each other every week.
It seems like it.
And in the next row, we have Brett Pritchard in the blue mobile one to the inside of the 5 of Ryan DeLusso. We will be seeing Brett Pritchard's alternate paint scheme very soon when we get to our second night race.
It'll be interesting. And also sporting a brand new paint scheme with these nice red outs and an interesting setup on this car with all that red tape, pun intended. Rick Hughes in the MSI number 1 Ford for Western Auto Racing brings out a beautiful new paint scheme alongside the hot man himself. Jay Langelier starting in the 14th position tonight. Let's see what he can do tonight.
I don't know if I describe him that way. Anyway, let's go to our next row. The 63 of Brandon Crasta is going to start to the inside of the 56 of David Walsh, and this is David Walsh's best starting spot so far.
And then, of course, there's Aaron Douglas and Caitlin Thibodeau.
And then we have Dylan Young, who won our first race on the inside of the 27 of Trent McPherson.
And Sammy Cobb, who is starting to the inside of Aaron Gabron for the 22nd spot.
And then Andrew Weisbecker and Richie Mancha.
Further behind them, we have Todd Castile making this race tonight, as well as Alfred Dunn in the 8 car.
And then Cale Conley's going to start the inside of Jonathan Raines in the 77. It's the 777 Lucky Row.
And then Francie Davis making her first appearance in number 91 Ford, turning to the inside of Tim Salmon in the 51 car.
And then our last row for the starting spots here is the 36 and 55. So Timmy Weathers will make, I think this is he made last week, so this is his second start.
And the drivers who will not be running out tonight is going to be Alex Tanker in the 84 car getting his first DNF. Greg Graziano also DNF tonight. Scott Vickers making another DNF. Zach McAdoo also will be not making the field tonight. Austin Yoakum in the 40 car. Quinn Eisel in number 15. And unfortunately, those 6 cars will all be going home tonight.
I don't think Quinn has made a single race yet.
He is not, and that's a really, honestly, I'm sure that's really hurting this team. They haven't been able to put this car down on the track. He was a star-studded driver for Supreme in the previous season, so this is really hurting his career.
All right, so as we're getting ready to get going on the grid, we'll turn the field over to the 0 and the 62 for 2 pace laps, and we'll get underway.
So going into Bristol, we have 45 laps here tonight. What are you expecting to see out of these guys?
Well, it's not going to be enough laps really to develop anything. We'll have a very quick competition caution to start, and we're just going to hand it off from there. The drivers have been pretty clean, and we're probably going to have a nice smooth race.
Be interesting to see. It's true, we have not had a single crash yet this season. Drivers have been very smooth after a wild previous season, knowing that this is pretty costly now, so we'll see how they handle that.
Yeah, the track's got some good wear in it, but it's not going to be enough to really form an inside line early. So drivers are going to be looking to get to the outside as soon as possible.
Yeah, local late models just did 2 nights of racing, so that's going to be out here the next day. We request them to leave the track as is for us.
Now, we may be able to get that inside lane going late, but certainly it's not going to be at their start as the tires are cold.
That's another thing we saw too is tracks with high banking. Currently, with the way the cars are set up, it's looking like the high lanes at these shorter tracks do seem to be the upper edge. But we've been wrong after saying this before in the past, so who knows what we'll see tonight. I'm going to put my eyes on Dakota tonight.
Yeah, I'd say that Onesto's probably going to pull one off.
And there we go. Green flag is back in the air.
Adam Douglas goes off to a lead on the 62.
That was a huge bound. That was on that inside, but we'll need to see what Onesto does.
As we go into 3, the 0 car is going to pull up to the outside and make a commanding start there. So still rolling. See Benjamin Thomas has already made quick work of the 29, now looking on his teammate, the 24, as Onesto is looking to keep second on his teammate.
Yes, those 2 Team Motorsport cars blocking Chris Davis in the 4 car there.
Chris Davis would certainly like to go back to back.
I'm sure he would. And further back over here, we got Dakota. Currently, he's got Noah Joyce at his bounds. Joyce is trying to take that pass on the outside to that Chevrolet.
So inside line looks like it may be strong already.
I was honestly a little surprised about that. He's able to hold his own. Benjamin Thomas trying to work his way up here too.
And Connor tried to force it 3 wide on Ben.
This guy's still keeping it nice and even. Eugene Hawk moving up really fast through this field. He's already passed like 6 or 7 cars.
Yeah, but he's still with the 61 of Osborne.
That's very true. They have been saying side by side right the way they started this race. That is just outside the top 10.
So here's Ernesto still working on holding off his teammate. Looks like he's got that under control.
So they're just kind of basically working together. This race so far is all Adam. Commanding this race.
Yeah, the Western Auto Racing camp gave him a fresh car for this race. It's going to be the first of the fresh cars for about 3 weeks before he has another one.
So they did say that they were rolling out a certain program. And it looks like they're going to be doing drivers in stages, which honestly isn't bad. And they've already got a win in the books with Dylan Young. And if Adam is going to be as commanding as he is tonight, that's really a good start off for this team for the year. That's 2 drivers already looking really good for the playoffs too.
Right. So here's the 3 of John Hicks still looking on to his team owner.
We saw there at that last pan coming out of the corner, he was really close to his rear end leaving that corner, and then unfortunately he pulled away just a little bit.
It looks like Ernesto's finally got a grip on it. So here's Chris Davis looking on John Hicks.
See what he can do. Previous race winner.
Looks like Chris isn't going to be able to pull it off. Outside lane's taking advantage now, as Connor Muir is able to get a good strong pass on the inside of the 24.
That was a very good move by him. 24 car, that is also, by the way, that is our points leader.
Yes, and Benjamin Thomas is just trying to be careful to get around him. He's got to be a little more aggressive. I know that you own both cars, but you got to, at some point, you just got to say, hey, if I'm faster than you, you got to let me go.
And he's got another car behind him, too, which is also his own car. He could be, in theory, just be holding him up, too. And that's Ryan DeLusso, and that car start come 5.
Yeah, Benjamin Thomas just needs to get a grip on the wheel and just move his teammate over. I understand that when you own both cars, you want to save it, but if you're fast, you got to go.
Go time is now. It is go time.
Connor Muir's way up high in these corners.
I think that hurt him just a little bit. Dakota seems to have, he gets a little bit more of a smoother line. I wouldn't say it's exactly faster, but he's definitely very, very consistent as Ben gets right to the back bumper of his teammate's car.
We're
Still
still
coming up on our
working on
competition
24.
caution. Oh, Osborne might have a long run car.
That's Ernesto.
My bad. And lap 15, they are going to go ahead and bring it out.
Flagman very insistent that we're under caution.
Indeed. We're waiting for the field to sort itself out, and we will go through our top 15.
I wonder if they're going to let these cars go past the pace car, or they're going to get trapped.
Kind of wonder. Oh, they're slowly moving around. 55 looks good.
It may look good, but it's slow.
Yeah, same for those 36 cars. The only thing that's on fire is their bank accounts burning money, racing last every week. No offense.
Well, it just lost the 38 and 40 to D&Q, so it is what it is, man. Sometimes racing's a hard world.
That certainly is. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to go through our field. Our top 5 currently is consisting of Adam Douglas in the number 0 car, and that is behind was Joseph Onesta in the 62 car, Jonathan Hicks in the 3, Chris Davis in the 4, and Connor Meyer, who has just poked his way into the top 5. Mr. Bug, go ahead and walk us through the remainder of the top 10.
So the 24 car is Dakota Cottle in the Underworld Chevy Camaro. As before mentioned, he's our points leader. Behind him is the team owner, Benjamin Thomas, in the Circle B Diecast Chevy. And then Eugene Hawk in the Built Ford Proud Ford. And then we have Noah Joyce in the HP Ford Mustang. And then the number 5 of Ryan DeLusso, the Cars.com Chevrolet.
That is 3 cars out of the Reckless Racing camp out here performing very strongly tonight. Behind them, Justin Osborne of Team Motorsports in the 11th spot, followed by Rick Hughes in 12th in that number 1 MSI Ford. Jay Langelier, who has moved up just a hair in that 09 Toyota. Brett Pritchard in the number 2. And following that up is our first race winner, that is Dylan Young in the 06 Corsair Ford for Western Auto Racing.
Looks like Aaron Douglas, who DNQ'd last week, is having a good run.
So Aaron Douglas has a car built and prepared by Western Auto Racing tonight. The team was able to pull together enough money, and they have their first full-on car.
That's what happens when you own both teams.
This is actually done by all money from the team. It's their first one.
That's good for them, running in the 17th spot right now.
It's the value of running with all 4 cars and then getting lucky at that first race. They all made that first race.
And so we're getting ready to go green once more here as we get a look at Caleb Thibodeau's white Toyota.
Let's go ahead and check out the back of our pack. Got a couple cars out here that don't normally get raced every single week, and one of them is Francie Davis. She's making her first appearance tonight in the number 91 Ford. She is in Redline Racing now.
It's very water themed.
Indeed. 77, he made his way out again tonight. Not bad, not bad. And now it's time. 30 more laps. Can Ernesto get him in the long run?
It looks like he's going to have some position on him into turn 1. Douglas is going to fire off in turn 2, and it's not going to happen.
He's trying. And that is their new leader, Joseph Ernesto, the number 62. And Chris Davis is trying to follow suit. Adam needs to get up to that top side as soon as he can.
Yeah, they're pretty much just going to form a line on him, move him to the back. And the inside line just doesn't have very much juice anymore.
He hasn't fallen behind this.
Is Chris Davis looking on the 62?
Ernesto missed a line. That was all Ernesto.
Should have just forced it in there on him.
I think that would have actually worked out well. We got basically 2 little packets of car. New leader, Chris Davis, out to the front.
Yeah, it looks like John Hicks is going to follow him through easily.
That's the best now, P2 for him.
Adam Douglas goes to the outside of Ernesto.
And look who's right behind him. Our points leader, Dakota Cardone. Eugene Hawk has moved up as well into this mix.
That's good for the 88 car. It looks like Chris Davis is trying to defend his lead.
Did you see that run Adam had out that corner? Right up to the back bumper of that 3 car.
Yeah, but he goes to the inside, and that's not really going to work for him.
And so far, I don't think it's actually hurting him too much. That 0 car has a ton of power.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough. You got to get around him on the outside.
Speaking of this, look at Ernesto dropping like a bombshell. What is going on with that 62 car?
They have good fire-off speed, but as we saw last week, after that caution, I mean, we saw he was holding up the other leaders in the first run.
That's very true.
So they have really good initial speed, but it hasn't worked well for them as time goes on. As John Hicks goes to the inside of the 4 car.
And that's going to be a new leader. No! And Adam's going to move around him. A very bad entry by the Canadian allows Adam to capitalize on a poor moment.
Let's see if Chris can manage to hold them off here.
Trying to go 2 in a row.
And Douglas is trying to play the spoiler here.
I think he's just kind of watching and learning from them. We saw the lead he had before.
Or just biding his time, but I don't think there's any way to be patient here. You got to attack.
You got 20 laps to go right now. Let's see what he can do. And he has now completely cleared the 3 car from Jonathan Hicks moving into the inside just a little bit. Hicks with a fantastic corner. That held.
Yeah, I did, but he's going to lose it a little bit right here. He's got to be smart.
Oh, straight to the back bumper. Contact. There was contact there by the 0 and the 4. He is moving out of his way. Adam knows he needs to go.
Something might be wrong with Chris Davis' machine. It seems like he's just... Maybe he's trying to regroup, but...
This is a very interesting race to lead. A 3-car battle for this number 1 spot. Chris Davis doing whatever he can to possibly hold on to this. Adam, our previous race winner, is trying to get back to the lead. And a driver who has never won before in the league is trying to get his first win.
Yeah, absolutely.
While these two are having their awesome battle, we have Dakota Caudell, Benjamin Thomas, and the long run car.
Short run. But trying to make it into a long run.
Trying to. The 62 car has regrouped and passed multiple cars back up here.
And here's Brett Pritchard out of nowhere.
Yes, the 2-car Pritchard, who has very consistent finishes. This is very interesting. Got a group of Western Auto cars back here as well.
Yeah, Brett's in a tight battle with all-time top 5s and top 10s, and it just seems like every time someone gets close, it just reels them back in.
It really does. And up here, it has been unchanged. Lap 31 out of 45 currently. Adam is still trying to fight through these cars, but as soon as he gets clear of that 3 car, for some reason, he just gets a really good run.
Working on the middle of the track right here.
I've noticed that, and that's where that 3 car had that initial run, too. He went from the middle to the bottom.
The 3's
trying. He's trying. He's trying to find a different line right now.
Yeah, the 3 cars are all going to come strongly back on the 0 now. This race is pretty much for second. Even though the leader's right there, it's going to be so hard to get around him without lap traffic.
That error, but that lap traffic could possibly happen because here we come up to him. Not that far. Will the outcome now change? Because of these slower cars, we have Chris Davis, Adam Douglas, and Jonathan Hicks up here towards the end of this race.
And we're coming to 11 to go. The 0 car's looking on the 4.
He's trying. Now I'm going to use that inside to try and reel this 4 car in and use this lap traffic as a pick. He needs to make sure the 4 car doesn't do the same thing to him, though.
Yeah, he's going to be in a bit of a bad spot.
They both are going to be, though. He's going to move up around here, and the 55 is now going to hold up this 4 car.
Yeah, the leader's usually in a much better spot.
Yeah.
Chris might be in a little bit of trouble right here.
This is going to hurt him. They might try to split. Don't make contact with the leader. Hicks is now moving toward the inside now. He's trying to get this second spot from him. Adam is stuck behind this lap car. Don't make it 3-1.
And that's pretty much going to do it for Chris Davis to win 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, there's still...
There's going to be no way.
That pretty much really helped him out. And Chris, when's the last time we had a driver ever go back-to-back?
I'm sure Francie did it a couple times.
I wouldn't be surprised. He was a hell of a driver. Moving to the inside of this Toyota.
That's Andrew Weisbecker.
Nice and easy past him. Jonathan Hicks moving up now. Oh, that's going to slow down that. There goes catching up to him. Coming up to lap 41 on the next stretch. That wasn't bad. Now 2 cars for the 3 to fend off. That he searches around him though. Hicks is certainly trying hard here right at the end of this race to get up to and around this 4 car. Here comes Adam as well. Just a few laps to go, and they might have a chance for a new race later. Hicks side by side with the 4 car. It'll be 2 to go when they come around to the next stretch.
Yeah, I don't see any way they're going to be able to get around the 4 car.
If by any chance they catch these lap cars on this next one, it might have an outcome difference of this race, but it is all for what Chris Davis can do. He just needs to hold on to this car as they are about to come to the white flag. Coming around down to the backstretch. On the last lap, Jonathan Hicks takes the lead in the 3 car. Chris Davis looking to the inside, and a last lap upset, the final one being the most important one. Jonathan Hicks just got his first win in true FARCA fashion, a new race winner.
Well, it's good to see you. I mean, if you're going to have financial troubles, you might as well get picked up by Joseph Ernesto.
We just watched Chris Davis have a 2-second lead and lose it on the last lap.
Well, we saw Davis was holding them up throughout the race. They just couldn't find a way around him until the end.
Joseph Ernesto can build a race car.
Yeah, we've known this.
Team Motorsports finding their way back to victory lane after a few season hiatus. A huge congratulations to them. And a very surprising one for the Chevy camp and for the Canadian to get his first win.
Yeah, after the Chevrolet drivers complain all week that they don't have enough speed even though they're leading the points.
And look at this.
They come here and win a race.
Victory lane.
Maybe they can stay quiet for a bit.
So that is the first manufacturer that wasn't Ford to take a win for one of these weekends after Ford has been on an extreme comeback from the previous seasons.
And the Toyota drivers never really make a fuss about it either.
They really don't. They just sit there, read to think, and get a bunch of cars into the playoffs.
Yeah, maybe Chevy should stop thinking or stop talking and just get to work.
So with that, another awesome finish here at the FARCA Racing Series. See Aaron Douglas doing a couple parade laps for some reason in his car. So,
maybe this would be his last season or something. He's just trying to...
No. Reminiscing at Bristol.
Yeah, final lap around the world.
What a surprising finish. And I just want to give our biggest congratulations to our fellow Canadian, Jonathan Hicks. Congratulations.
Fellow Canadian? We're not Canadians. What are you, a leaf blower?
To our distant Canadian, Jonathan Hicks, congratulations on your race win. You put together a hell of a race there, and you had some awesome runs, and clearly he was just saving it till the end.
Or they finally found a way around Chris Davis.
I don't know. It's Chris Davis. Both Davises are hell of a race car drivers.
They sure are.
So, and with that, another race is concluded. Next week, we are on to Thompson Speedway, and we will have the first truck race. Yeah, it's 2 weeks.
We have an off week next week, everybody.
An off week. We're going to look at some puppets yell at people and slur words. So, Thompson Motor Speedway truck race coming up for the DeWalt Super Truck Series, and then the Cup race will follow suit immediately afterwards. So, fantastic race week, and we are almost 25% into the season. It's getting there already. So, anything to add on?
Yeah, well, hopefully we're starting to get to some longer races, get some pit stops and some more opportunities for
there is some longer races
drivers to
on the
make
way.
some mistakes.
Thompson is meant to be brutal.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there.
It'll be interesting. We'll see you guys in a few weeks, and keep up the good work and get those cars ready. Got 2 weeks to prepare for this one, so it'll be a little lighter on the wallets.
Stay strong and raise a cold one with your friends.
And once again, congratulations to Team Motorsports. Fantastic job. Signing